A bipartisan U.S. delegation Taiwan concluded that China's sword-swinging efforts should only inspire Washington to solidify its commitment to the island nation. These are tactics of intimidation and, in my view, only reinforce our resolve against the Chinese Communist Party. Actually, I think the United States has mobilized its support for Taiwan. The delegation visited the island after Taiwan President Tsai Ing-wen met with U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy in California last week. China responded to the meeting with a series of military exercises deploying jets and warships for 3-day, war-readiness exercises around Taiwan. A total of 8 warships and 42 aircraft have been spotted near border in Taiwan Strait, which borders area between China and Autonomous Island. At least half of the naval vessels were launched directly along the separation line. Rep. Mike Lawler, No questions, China is our greatest geopolitical enemy. The delegation that visited the island this week included French Hill, Republican Arizona, Michael Lawler, Republican New York, Ami Bera, Democrat California, Young Kim, Republican California, Representative Nathaniel Moran, Republican Texas, Representative Guy Reschenthaler, Republican Pennsylvania, and Representative Madeleine Dean, Democrat Pennsylvania. McCaul announced at the closing press conference that the group discussed arms sales and emphasized that he supports U.S. deterrence policies. He noted that a combination of training, military exercises, and intelligence sharing is at the center of these efforts. We talked about a lot of constructive deterrence ways, including economic ones, McCaul said. We talked about many military scenarios, and how they would respond to it, including a blockade. Overall, know that deterrence is key, he added. We don't want war. We want peace and deterrence, and we want peace through the force that achieves this. How can the U.S. prevent a possible conflict between China and Taiwan? McCaul also expressed concern about Beijing's meddling in Taiwan's next presidential election because it will be much easier for them to influence an election without a bullet being fired than to go war. Taiwan's role as the world's top semiconductor chip maker makes preserving the island's independence a top priority. If is compromised in any way, strategic asset, it's a national security asset, and, if taken or broken by this occupation, it sends world into world of hurt and global depression. South Korea, JN, and the U.S. call for further support to stop North Korea's growing nuclear arms. Some members of delegation acknowledged the difficulty of consolidating alliances in region as Beijing may interpret such actions as aggressive and respond with escalation measures. Regarding the visits, Bera said, it is very difficult to ask countries in Asia to verbally say, this is how we do it, in case of invasion. Despite military exercises and economic actions, Hill argued that these were the first days of any conflict, but cited Hong Kong and Ukraine as a wake-up call for what might happen. For the first time in Korea, you have an Indo-Pacific strategy, a national security strategy, Hill said. They haven't had this before. They were mainly only interested in North Korea and the North Asian region, but are willing to participate in this Indo-Pacific regional national security strategy. And if you don't like inflation now, wait until 60% of global trade has passed through here, but 80 miles between China and Taiwan, it's not just a military issue, Hill added. It's a lifestyle issue in the United States. That's why deterrence is so important.